Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Hello! Welcome. Sunday night, 29th of March, 2026. Not long till 11th edition then. Probably like 10 weeks. Because they said of the reveal stream it was going to be June. So it'll be June in probably like 8 weeks. So, yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be June in 9 weeks, 1 day. So we don't have long to wait till 11th edition, that's for sure. Good evening, everybody. It's always nice to start the stream with a new member. So, Lucas Hernandez, I do appreciate the new member. Welcome, Battle Brother. Make sure you jump into the Discord. Chaos Wolf, good evening. We're always a little bit late on a Sunday, Chaos Wolf, because I'm at the mercy of my kids going to sleep. So if my kids would go to sleep on time, I would be here at 8:15. 9 times out of 10, I'm 10 minutes late. I'm sorry. Hello, Mike. Good afternoon. Hello, Chicken Wing. Hello, Calgar. Calgar says, did we see that a lag list finished in the top 8 at Adepticon? I did not see that. I haven't been watching Adepticon. It's been a busy weekend. But send it to me if you can, Calgar, over in Discord. That would be sick. Crycheck, good evening. Bad Francis, good evening. James Meaton, hello. So I just want to start this stream with something a tiny little bit different than what we normally start the stream with. I have been building a free Mathhammer website. I put the link in the chat right now. You can click on it. You can use it. Apparently there's 2 users online, so someone's using it right now. And I've been working on it. This is version 3. But we can do, like, we can fill things in. So we can go, like, we have a unit of intercessors. What do intercessors have? Well, let's give them reroll hits. They have bolt rifles. If they shoot the same target, they get 4 shots per guy, right? We know that. So number of models is 1. Number of attacks is 4. They hit on 3s. Do you know what? They're heavy. So let's say they're going to stand still. So they get their +1 to hit because they're heavy. And we're going to shoot into... I would say we're going to shoot into an army that has... I guess, like, let's just do some Death Shroud, because I know them off the top of my head. So the toughness is 7, they've got a 2-up save, they've got a 4-up invan, they don't have a feel no pain, but they do have 4 wounds per model, and the Death Shroud comes in a squad of 3. We could just say, like, they're in cover. Sure, I mean, we could attach character if we need to. We can calculate damage. So your 10 intercessors shooting the Death Shroud. If the Death Shroud are in cover, we'll do Basically, fuck all. 0.2 damage, they won't kill any models, they'll deal 1%. That's rough. If we take them out of cover, they will do 0.4%. But it's there, right? The cool thing you can do with this is you can click copy to clipboard. And if we bring up like paint, you can then paste this. So it'll just paste that onto your clipboard. So if you were working out some Warhammer with a friend, you could just instantly copy it to the clipboard and send it to them in like Messenger or whatever program you talk about 40k in, or Discord. You can also calculate the probability to see, you know, like, this is a bad example. Death Shroud are too strong. Let's pick something that's much easier to kill. Let's just go with a standard Marine, right? Like toughness 4, 3 up save, 0 invuln, 0 feeling the pain, 2 wins per model, 5 models, and if we calculate probability, number of models that you would potentially kill, is that right? 5 models? Yeah, potentially you would kill 77% of the time you kill 1 model, 23% of the time you would kill 2 models, and then most of the time you don't kill more than that, right? There is some bugs, because it's brand new. You can also copy that to your clipboard, and then you just be able to paste it over here as well. And it'll tell you like what you were attacking with, what you were defending with, yada yada yada. So it's there. I only put it live on Friday night. I've done like 2 bug fixes, but it's there. Use it if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it's a free Warhammer tool. I plan to make it better over time. Oh, right, once you've made the intercessor, you could save it as well. So if you then ended up clearing everything, you'd be able to load back up your previous, you know, like load back up the intercessor. So you could also change the intercessor. I don't know now, he doesn't have reroll hits, so you could remove reroll hits. You could click update and save it. And then you could clear it, and then you'd load it back up. The intercessor, here goes, load the reroll hits. So something new, it's there, it's on GitHub, you can use it. I'm going to be using it for my tactics videos, but I figured the thing is made. So enjoy it, use it if you want to. Anyway, on a Sunday night, we talk about army lists, don't we? So we've got 5 submissions by different members of the community, and we'll go into them. And we'll talk about if they're good, if they're bad, things we can improve, hopefully. And then hopefully, chat, you can help with a little bit of feedback as well. Chase says a lag list got into the top cut at the Sheffield GT as well today. Yeah, I really think lag has got better, because I think everybody forgot that Sangre Guard got better, right? Everyone had already moved away from lag before they improved the Sangre Guard hitting on 2s. So I think lag is totally fine. Chaos says, I found your channel through Astroval, and your content has helped me realise I've been playing Blood Angels wrong for all of 10th. Dude, I think there's a few ways to play Blood Angels at the moment. You can obviously play them with some vehicle support or without. I seem to do a lot better when I have some vehicle support. But some people seem to win tournaments with no vehicle support. I get crushed, it almost feels like, every time I play with no vehicle support. But welcome to the channel. Howdy Zakun, howdy Harry, good evening. Hangmaster says, thanks John, what a great resource. Yeah, please do use it. There's a channel in Discord called, well, the channel in Discord is just called like, you know, BA Mathhammer. It's down here somewhere, BA Mathhammer. I've just been, I only launched this on Friday. A couple of people have checked it out and given me suggestions. I've fixed a few bugs. But any feedback, positive, negative, please do drop it in the channel and I will check in. I mean, I've had that tool working for myself for like 6 months, 9 months, because I've been using it in all my tactics videos. I just didn't have it in a state that I could share it in any way. And also I didn't want to share it when I put like a bunch of copyright names and terms inside it. So the new tool should have no references whatsoever to Warhammer 40,000 in it. Like I try to pull everything out, so you know it says like generic space guy, and the tool doesn't say that it's for like we don't mention any copyright stuff on the tool whatsoever, right? Cool. All right, Caleb is our first army for tonight, and he says, "Hey John, first of all, thanks for all you've done for the Blood Angels community. I've been struggling to be competitive with Blood Angels and recognize it's a skill issue. I've been playing Blood Angels since the Codex for 10th came out. I've continued to struggle for a long time. I feel my list is competitive, but there's something I'm missing when it comes to strategy, particularly into armies with decent shooting. It's either I am overcommitting and then being shot off the board. I think that's a general problem that Blood Angels have, is like, we kill a unit and then we get shot off the board. Or we're undercommitting and losing the unit, like when the enemies fall back and shoot. I try my best to consolidate, but it feels like null and void, feels difficult. I will send photos of my next game. I hope you can help. I've been very discouraged into competitive play. I know I need more reps, but it feels like there's a fundamental thing I'm missing. Okay. So we've got 2,000 point Rage Curse list. Now, I just want to caveat by saying Rage Curse, I think, is a harder detachment to play than Liberator Assault Group, probably, because you have no fallback and charge. And I think without fallback and charge, you need to be really at the top of your game to make the most out of this detachment. Alright, we've got a Captain with Fight First. We've got a Chaplain with a Scout move. We've got Lamartas. We've got a Lieutenant, who does give us fallback and charge on one unit. We've got a Combi Weapon Lieutenant, and we've got a Sanguinary Priest. We have 5 Intercessors for some sticky objectives. We have 5 Assault Intercessors with jump backs. We've got 6 Blade Guard, I assume, with the Sanguinary Priest. We've got 10 Death Company, I assume, with Lamartas. We've got another 10 Death Company with that Chaplain with the Scout move. We have 6 Sanguinary Guard. Who did you have to lead Sanguinary Guard? Alright, 6 Sanguinary Guard, it'll be the Fight First Captain, surely. And then 2 small squads of Sanguinary Guard. Yep, and then a unit of Scouts, and then a unit of Vanguard Veterans, all Storm Shields. Okay, so it's a 100% melee list. There's nothing to lead the Vanguard Veterans. So what, the Lieutenant? Maybe the Lieutenants with the Blade Guard as well? Okay, so we've got Lieutenant, Blade Guard, cool. The 2 units of Death Company, cool. The big unit of the Sanguinary Guard, cool. The couple of smaller skirmishy units, Scouts, Assault Intercessor with jump packs, Intercessors, Combi Weapon Lieutenant. Okay, I mean, it is a pretty standard... is it standard? Yeah, I mean, it's I feel like it's reasonably standard Rage Curse list. All in on the melee. It's got 4 or 5 big melee threats, like the 2 Death Company, the 6 Sanguinary Guard, the 6 Blade Guard. So it's got a bunch of melee threats. It also has a bunch of trading units and like Assault Intercessors with jump packs. The small units of Sanguinary Guard. I think the one thing I would say is, like, this is not a low skill... yeah, this is not a low skill list. Like, this is not a forgiving list to be playing. Like, I have been playing Blood Angels for 9 years, and honestly, I would not run this, because I think you will, like, you will struggle to... Like, I don't see a unit... I don't see anything here that's holding objectives for me well. Maybe you could argue, like, your Combi Weapon Lieutenant could hold an objective, but, like, most of these units are pretty killable for enemies, right? Like, we've got the 1 unit of Blade Guard with 4 up Invan, and the Priest. I suppose they're quite durable, they could hold something. I feel like Sanguinary Guard, although they have a 4 up Invan, they typically get wounded very easily with toughness 4, so they're not something you can just jump into the middle objective and be like, hi, I'm here with my 3 Sanguinary Guard. The chances of those 3 still being alive feels pretty slim. The big unit of Death Company, they're susceptible to blast, they're susceptible to high AP. The Vanguard Veterans with Scouts, with Storm Shields, I mean, a little bit of durability there, but like, I personally find my Blood Angels do much better when I have 3 or 4 really durable units that I can just park on objectives and not really care too much about them. And the thing that I do, or the thing that I've been doing, probably the thing I've done best, probably this whole edition with that, is like Impulsors and Company Heroes and Blade Guard. I don't really take Terminators, but I do really rate Impulsors, and I do also quite, like, to a certain extent, rate, like, Vindicator tanks or Ballistus Dreadnoughts for holding objectives as well, just because they have, like, high toughness, lots of wounds, and a 2-up save. So, I would say that, like, if you're losing games with Blood Angels, you need to be aware that, like, this list requires you to be a very high skill player. Higher skill than me, because I wouldn't play this. I've tried similar lists and I've been beaten a bunch of times. I suppose it depends on the meta. And I suppose it depends on if you get the jump on the opponent, right? Like, if this list starts charging your opponent and you're killing whole units, it could snowball very, very quickly. But if you're playing units you can't get to their shooting, right? Like, I played against Gene Stealer cults. I couldn't get anywhere near their squads with the mining lasers. And mining lasers are like D3 blast, las cannons. So every mining laser, of which he has like 6 or more, are hitting my death company at like AP4 no cover. I think they're hitting on 2s as well, wounding on 2s. And it's just evaporating my units. Chicken Win says, thanks for the tip on the Dawn of War box. My bookstore got them for 28 quid. Is it worth it to buy 2? Yeah, it's 100% worth it to buy 2. If you can find that Dawn of War box, right? This is what you get in the Dawn of War box. They're the simple build models, but you get 3 Eradicators, you get 3 Blade Guard, a Judisaur, an Ancient, and a Chaplain, right? If you just want them on the Games Workshop website, they're £105. So if you can get this Dawn of War box here for 28, I mean, I very much doubt this is. I imagine it's going to be the exact same sprues. I do not envisage these sprues being any different. I don't know if it shows the sprues side by side, but I imagine that these guys are just a red version of this. So you're getting about a quarter of the price. Yes, I mean, if you can send me a link to where I can buy this Dawn of War box for 28 bucks, dude, I will buy it right now, because 3 more Blade Guard are probably more than 28 bucks. I'm getting another 6 characters in there. Yeah, if you, wherever you're getting that box for 28 bucks, dude, do me a favor and send me a link, because I mean, there might be a situation where I could use a few more Blade Guard. But I can certainly use them for that price, as opposed to the 105 chicken wing. Good evening, Boris. The only thing I want from that is more Blade Guard. Well, the thing is, if you got the more Blade Guard for 28, just throw the other 3 characters on eBay, man. Then you've made profit. But yeah, someone linked this Dawn of War box the other day and said it was for sale on a German site. I don't. But yeah, I don't know where you get it. I certainly don't know where you get it for 28. But cool. Okay. Sorry. So this is a very, very high skill Blood Angels list. And like, looking at this list right now, you have nothing that's durable. You have nothing that you can park on objectives that you can feel somewhat decent about. I like to park impulsors on objectives with Blade Guard inside. You kind of have the Blade Guard. So, like, you could also argue that, like, Ball Predators are good for parking on objectives, because they can move on to the objective, do an action, they can usually survive, and if anyone tries to charge them, they can flame them. So, like, I quite like Ball Predators. I quite like, I forgot the name of the impulsors. But, like, I feel like you're playing a very high skill list, right? Like, if you're just going to take your entire army as toughness 4 Marines, you need to be at the top of your game, because there's no durability in that. Regardless if some of them have 4-up invulns, it doesn't really matter. There's just far too many armies like Death Guard where they're just going to wound your entire army on 2s, right? Maybe some of their wound rolls are 3s, but mostly it's going to be 2s. And at that point, it's just too much fire coming in. You just don't have the durability. Like, I'm spending a little bit longer on Caleb's list because he said that he was a new player, right? So, like, when I use my example, right? When I actually went ahead and won a tournament, here's a picture of what my list looked like. So I've got like a tank, a dreadnought, toughness 10, outriders, toughness 5, outriders, toughness 5, another tank, toughness 10, an impulsor, toughness 9, another tank, toughness 10, company heroes, -1 to wound all the time. And then, yeah, sure, everything else is toughness 4. But, like, there's a decent amount of stuff there. Like, outriders, very cheap. OC2, good for holding. Dreadnoughts, tanks, impulsors, company heroes. So, I mean, arguably I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that are more than toughness 4 that can hold objectives. I'm not recommending that you copy my list, because that's a bit of an older list. But I'm saying if you... I just feel like when your whole army is toughness 4, you can literally, and I think you attested to it, you can literally be shot off the board. Anytime you jump forward and kill a unit, you're going to leave a toughness 4 unit in the open. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to consolidate back into cover or consolidate somewhere meaningful so you can't get shot. Then you just get shot off the board. It's rough. It's why I really like impulsors as well for turn 1. Because I feel like normally in turn 1, you can roll an impulsor onto an objective. And you can be like, yeah, shoot me. And yeah, sometimes people do kill your impulsor in turn 1. But if all they kill is an impulsor, and then your guys spill out onto the objective anyway and hold it, do you care? Like, I'm usually quite happy if turn 1 goes past. Let's say I went second. Sorry, let's say I went first, so the opponent went second. And if I lose my impulsor in turn 1, I'm like, well, something's going to die in turn 1. If there's an 80-point impulsor, excuse me, and they had to shoot it an absolute load of times, I'm cool with that, right? Okay. Greetings, Silent Phoenix. Good evening. Red Mist, I'd love to see your thoughts on a list I tried out in one game with a Land Raider with Flamers. It did some devastating Overwatch against Chaos Space Marines, meaning his units did not want to charge. So it was a Liberator Assault Group list with a Rage Captain, a Captain on the Jump Pack ×2, a Lieutenant, and a Sanguinary Priest with Fight First. Okay. I just got back from the Sheffield, got 5-0 that made the top cut, but I lost to Votan. Oh, I'm sorry, dude, but congrats on going 5-0. That's still an achievement. Dude, it's been like... No, I was going to say it's been 3 years. It might have been 2 years. It might have been coming up for 2 years since I went 5-0. Dude, it's so hard to do 5-0. So, big props, dude. Send me the list in a DM on Discord or something. We'll put you on the channel on Friday. We'll do, like, Sheffield GT undefeated. Were you playing lag, or what were you playing? Intercessors, Blade Guard Veterans, a Double Lancer, a Redeemer, Sandguard, Scouts, Sternguard, Vindicator tank. Okay, so this is this must be Liberator Assault Group. Yeah, okay. So this is like pseudo Liberator Assault Group. If the last list had literally no survivability, this list has quite a bit, right? Like, he's gone Vindicator tank and a Land Raider. You know, that's a lot of wounds at toughness 12. He's also got double Lancer in there. I'm not sure I feel like you need double Lancer on top of a Vindicator and a Land Raider. I guess he's got tons of anti-tank. He's got the Flamers. We've got 9 Sanguinary Guard, a little bit light on Sanguinary Guard, but we still have 9 of them. We have unit Scouts. We've got the Sternguard with the Captain, which will give us the reroll hits and wounds for the Rage Fueled. Both the Sanguinary Guard are led by Captains. The Lieutenant, I think, is with Blade Guard and this Priest, all inside the Redeemer as well. And then a squad of Intercessors. So this is the complete... This is the complete opposite to the last list. So this has like 4 vehicles, 2 of which have toughness 10, have more than toughness 10 and 2-up saves. Both Sandguards are led. The Rage Captain is led by the Sternguard. Can they all fit inside the Redeemer? Yeah, so the Blade Guard and the Rage Captain. So quite a lot of punch inside that Redeemer. Fight first on the Blade Guard 2. You know, this list is more my jam than the last list. Like, I would be much more willing to play this. I think I would do better with this than I would the last list. I wonder if we have quite enough melee threats, though. I often say you need 4 big melee threats in Liberator Assault Group. The Blade Guard are definitely one, because we've got the Blade Guard plus 2 characters. The Sangre Guard, the 6 plus the Captain, are definitely a melee threat as well, because we, you know, that 6 Sangre Guard with the Captain. I would have probably given them all blades, because I feel like the lance is more meaningful, and that would save Red Rampage for the Blade Guard, but that's probably just me. The Rage Fueled Captain with the Stern Guard, they're a somewhat decent melee threat. They can be a melee threat once per game when Rage Fueled Warrior goes off. So this list probably just has 3 melee threats, right? A small squad of Sangre Guard are like a trading unit. There's no jump intercessors. So it's just 3 melee threats, and then like 1 trading unit and 1 scout squad. I guess that's the price you pay for a 270 point Land Raider, right? Like that's going to eat up like an entire other unit. What's my thoughts? How do we feel about the 6-man squad of the Sangre Guard? I ran 3x3 at Wheatsea Open 2 weeks ago. I think the 6-man squad is fine. I like to personally play the 6-man squad with a character with a fight first. I think that's really strong. In the new edition, that's going to be really cool as well, right? Because they said on that live stream that in the new edition, if you have fights first and you charge, you can fight before your enemy that has fights first. So if you've got some bullshit fights first Eldar unit that you normally can't charge, if you've got 6 Sangre Guard led by a captain with the enhancement to get fight first, you could trigger that to, like, you can charge them and fight before them even if they've got fight first. So that might be getting even better, United Wargamer. So that could be cool for the future. I suppose you could argue you could do that on the Death Company as well. I suppose it also means if Mephiston charges, Mephiston can charge fight first units and be like, fuck you, I just fight first anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Land Raider Redeemer. I think it's 287. I think it's probably too expensive. But I mean, you know, you've got a real lot of punch inside the Land Raider Redeemer here with like 8 Blade Guard and 2 characters and the Blood Angels Captain and the Stern Guard. Yeah, it's not my favourite, the Redeemer. I dropped it personally because I think it's a lot of points, but and also I'm not sure I feel like I need 2 Lancers and a Vindicator tank. Because Lancers are very one-dimensional, right? They kill vehicles, or I suppose, or monsters. I guess if you're fighting a lot of vehicles and monsters in your meta, that's probably fine. I would probably consider a Ballistus over one of the Lancers, but I mean, it's probably a marginal upgrade at best. So yeah, I think it's a fine list. I mean, if you're going to try and be competitive, there is an argument for like changing that Redeemer into an Impulsor and then maybe adding that 4th melee unit. But hey, if you like the Land Raider and you just like rolling into the middle of the board with it and shutting people down on their movement with the double, I forget the name of the flamers on the Redeemer, but they're really good. They're like D6 plus 3, 6 minus 2, 2. So it's minimum 8 shots, maximum like what? Maximum... Is it maximum 18 shots or something? Yeah, I mean, the flamers are very good for Overwatch, right? A Redeemer was used in the Adepticon quarterfinal list. Yeah, I mean, like, some people... Also, some armies can't deal with big vehicles like that. Toughness 12, 2-up save. Probably in cover a lot of the time. You can armor contempt it as well. Cool. Alright, we're going to move on to sfish7849. His is the next list. Hey John, this is my list at the moment. I bought the Combat Patrol and the starter set in the past. I have an Apothecary Biologist that I run as a Tech Marine. I was thinking of buying one of these options. The Sanguinar or 3 Blade Guard to replace the Inferno Squad or something else. Should I buy these or do you recommend something else? Well, I sure as fuck don't recommend Inferno Squads, dude. Like, let's hope that they get a buff for 11th edition. Who on earth is running those? Oh, do you know what? There is one player who's running them and he's fucking insane. His name is McFatson. And if you say it 3 times fast, he appears in the chat. McFatson, McFatson, McFatson. Okay, we're looking at another Liberator Assault Group list. We've got the Rage Captain again. We've got a Captain Terminator Armor. We don't see that very often. We've got Mephiston, Dante, Lamartez, and a Tech Marine. We've got 5 Assault Intercessors on foot ×2. We've got 5 Jump Intercessors. We've got 5 Death Company. We've got 5 Infernus Marines. Definitely don't recommend them. We've got 9 Sanguinary Guard, a 6 and a 3. We've got 5 Terminators, Cyclone Missile Launchers, Power Fists. Okay, and then we've got a Ballistus Dreadnought, a Repulsor Executioner, which we don't see very often. Man, if I had one choice for the new edition, could they simplify some of the stupidness on, like, the Repulsor Executioner? It's got a heavy onslaught cannon, it's got a rocket pod, it's got a stubber, it's got a defensive array, it's got a twin heavy bolter, it's got a twin Icarus heavy stubber, and a heavy laser destroyer. Why do we need a tank that's got 8 different fucking guns on it, right? Like, you know, simple, not simpler. This is such a stupid thing. It should have had 2 guns on it. 1 to kill vehicles, 1 to kill chaff. Just balance it around that rather than giving it 8 different guns. Like, who's even remembering this? Guarantee you take that to a tournament and just forget that even had a heavy... You know, you just shoot it and it's like 2 turns later. You're like, oh, fuck, I forgot my repulsor has a heavy bolter because it's got 7 fucking guns on it. Like, God, I'm a bitter bastard this Sunday night, haven't I? Okay. Oh, Red Mist's in the chat. Thanks for your thoughts. No problem, Red Mist. I hope I give you some pearls of wisdom. Probably not, but maybe it helped a little bit. Okay. Thoughts. Do we have 4 strong melee units? We've got Terminators. They're pretty strong. We've got Sanguinary Guard. They're pretty strong. 5 Death Company with jump packs led by Lamartez. Interesting choice, right? Like, I think the only reason you run 5 Death Company with jump packs and not the 10 is because you don't have 10. Like, this list would just be elevated probably straight away by if you could make that 5 Death Company with jump packs a 10-man, because Lamartez plus a 10-man is one of the best units that Blood Angels have access to. So I would be straight away like, get rid of these Infernus Marines. They're really not all that, and I'd probably get rid of like one of these units of Assault Intercessors. What does that give us? Like 165 points. Well, that gets us up. That gets this Death Company up to the 10-man. Great, leaves us like 65 points left over. You've got a Tech Marine there. I don't hate the Tech Marine, but I really think that, like, so I typically run 3 vehicles, probably, in my Blood Angels, and then, like, 1 or 2 transports. So I'm trying to think. I think the list I'm running at the moment has 2 transports. So I'm running 5 vehicles. Like, 2 Predator tanks, a Ballistus Dreadnought, and 2 Impulsors. So I'm running 5 vehicles, and I don't think you need the Tech Marine. So I think if you've only got a Ballistus and Executioner, I'm not entirely convinced you need the Tech Marine. I guess you could argue the Heavy Laser Destroyer hitting on 2s from the Tech Marine can be pretty handy. I mean, I guess. I also feel a little bit sad that neither of your Sanguinary Guard units are led. A captain leading the Sanguinary Guard is a really big upgrade, right? Because Sanguinary Guard, if they're led by a character, they get -1 to wound in melee. If they're led by a captain as well, that gives you the ability to use a free stratagem on them, which means you can start them off the board, you can rapid ingress them for free, right? So I would say, you were mentioning, like, buy the Sanguinar or buy 3 Blade Guard. I would actually buy a captain with a jump pack, man, because Sangre Guard with the Captain of the Jump Pack are literally one of our best units. Because you can start them off the board for free. You can you start them off the board and they rapid ingress for free because you use the Captain's ability to reduce the CP cost by 1 to get them in. So you can bring them in from turn 2 and 3, you can just bring them in and you can make guaranteed charges. And Sangre Guard with, I forget how many attacks they get, I think it's 5 per guy, so it's like 30 attacks hitting on 2s. You know, they kill shit, right? So, I'd probably be... The casualties in this list probably need to be, like, a unit of Assault Intercessors on foot, get them out there and get a Captain in, instantly upgrades that unit. Get the Infernus Marines out of there, and try and get this unit of Sangre Guard, Death Company to... try and get it to 10. You're 10 points shy, which is really annoying. There's no real way of fixing that, unfortunately, I feel like. Maybe in the future you also want, like, Gladiators, because I don't know if I feel like the Repulsor Executioner is the best tank. Gladiators are probably seen as a more meta, more competitive option. If the Tech Marine and the Infernus Marines need to go to make this Death Company a 10-man, so be it. And I think that would leave just enough points. Alright, you've got Dante. I'm with you. Okay. So Dante's leading the Sangre Guard. I think a captain's better though for the free stratagem. But yeah, I mean, I can see why you consider adding Blade Guard. If you're just looking to buy Blade Guard because you like Blade Guard, I think, like, I'm just building towards 12 Blade Guard. I think Blade Guard are pretty good. I think Blade Guard have been useful for Blood Angels all the way through 8th, 9th, and 10th. I think there's units that have been unuseful, but Blade Guard I feel like have been useful. So I would probably say I'd buy the Blade Guard. But I also... like, if you think about your captain leading the Sangre Guard, you can give that captain fight first. So 20 points less than Dante, you have a captain that lets you rapid ingress for free, use a CP across multiple turns for free, and fight first once per game. Like, that to me just feels much... like, I'm taking that over Dante like every day of the week. So, I like the Dante model. I think you just need some better rules. So you'd save 20 points in Dante, you can save 90 points cutting the Infernus Marines, you can save another 75 points there, so that's 165, 185. You make this Death Company up, and then you don't have any Scouts. Scouts are a great action unit. Dante is better in a Vanguard Veteran unit. Yeah, I mean, Dante is useful in a Vanguard Veteran unit. I just don't think he's great for leading the Sangre Guard right now. So you could get a unit of Scouts. So the thing is, buy the Blade Guard if you like Blade Guard. Probably, I wouldn't buy the Sanguinor. I don't think he's great in Liberator Assault Group anyway. I'd look at a Jump Captain. I'd look at 5 more Death Company. I'd look at a unit of Scouts. And then Blade Guard. Like, Blade Guard are cool. Always worth picking up more Blade Guard. I'm at 12 now. And I'm seriously considering going to 15. So, but I really... the reason I haven't bought any more is I typically don't spam 3 of the same units. Because I think... yeah, I just don't really spam 3 of the same units on my list. So I'm not a player that like, I like to win, but like I like my armies to feel varied, and like I'll take 2 of the same units, but I don't typically ever spam 3 of the same unit, and regardless of how good it is. All right, Harley East next. He's playing Filthy Lag apparently, and he'd like to get some feedback. He's gone back to Lag. RCO was real tough for me. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying as well. I found RCO really tough, man. Should the captain have a shield or hammer or a fist and pistol? I think it's really up to you, man. I've played both. When you have one shot from a when you have one shot from a plasma pistol, and you're not really going to want to overcharge it either, because you don't want to take 3 mortal wounds on your captain, right? So, I think it's either or, right? Like, I don't think it's a huge difference. I think maybe the meta players would say you want the pistol and the power fist, but I mean, recently I've just been running mine with the shield and hammer, because you know, occasionally you roll 6s with that hammer, and the devastating wounds are nice. Okay. Excuse me. Filthy Lag, 2,000 points. So we've got Astrath. We've got a captain with the fight first. We've got Lamartes. We've got a lieutenant and a priest. Okay. So intercessors for sticky objectives. A unit of jump intercessors. A ballistus dreadnought. The blade guard, who are going to be with the priest and lieutenant. 15 death company. I imagine 10 are with Lamartes. 5 are with Astrath. A Lancer, so Ballistus Lancers are fire support, 12 Sanguinary Guard, 633, and Scouts. Okay, so our fire support is 2 units, Ballistus, Gladiator Lancers, so we've got a bit of anti-tank. We've got 15 Death Company led by characters, we've got 6 Sanguinary Guard with the fight first, we've got the Priest with the Blade Guard. So we definitely have 3 or 4 good melee threats here, I think. The Blade Guard, the 10 Death Company, the 6 Sanguinary Guard, but then you do still have 2 more 3 Sanguinary Guards. Add a unit of jump intercessors for trading. So it's like 3 decent melee, and then another unit of 5 death company. They are led by Astrath. So yeah, you could definitely argue this list has 4 melee threats. Probably like 3 big ones and then 4 minor ones. We got sticky objectives. We've got a little bit of anti-tank. I would say a Ballistus and a Lancer is like the lowest amount of anti-tank you could possibly have. Not too much durability beyond that. I mean, I guess the Blade Guard. Do have some Scouts for some scoring. I mean, this is close to something I would play. Like, if I was going to play this, I would probably... I would probably not have Astrath and the Death Company, and I would probably have an Impulsor, and I'd maybe lose the Lieutenant. So I think this is close to something I would play. I think maybe you will... I mean, you don't have a lone operative here, so like the real question is, like, what are you holding side field objectives with? What are you contesting into the middle with? So you can contest into the middle with some of the small units of Sanguinary Guard and Trade, or the Jump Assault Intercessors. You could maybe hold a side field objective with, like, the Ballistus or the Tank. You sticky your home field. I feel like a lone operative would help here. Like, Mephiston would probably be useful if we could swap out something for Mephiston. A Combi Weapon Lieutenant could also be potentially useful. And I think it's the Astrath plus 5 Death Company are probably the ones that you would have to consider cutting. Like, if you cut them, what does that give you? It gives you enough points for, like, Mephiston and then a unit of Assault Intercessors on foot. I mean, you could also cut Astrath and the Lieutenant and add, like, a Impulsor, and then you've got 60 points left for an ATV, which is another scoring option. So this list is pretty close to something I would play. I don't mind it, I suppose. I just personally would like to have a little bit more durability, but, like, yeah, you're going to trade the Death Company, you're going to trade the 5-man Death Company, you're going to trade the 2 little Sanguinary Guard units, you're going to do actions with a Scout, you're going to trade a unit of Jump Assault Intercessors, you're going to sticky some stuff, and then you've got 3 big melee threats and a bit of anti-tank. I think overall it's pretty fine. And like I said, I prefer playing something like this to some of the Rage Cursed Onslaught lists that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, because I think this suits me personally more. Hello, Angel of Baal, good evening. Sanguiner says, I love a 6-man Sanguinary Guard with a captain. It's a staple in my list. Will delete most things in games, and the free rapid ingress means you can normally get an alpha strike. Yeah, I mean, the free rapid ingress is huge, man. You're right. Alright, Cambo is tonight's final list. There better be some Reavers in this list, or we will all riot. So, Cambo. A Combi Weapon Lieutenant. Tech Marine with the enhancement that gives Death Company models within 6 plus 1 to strength. I'm worried where this list is going to go. It's going to be 3 Death Company Dreadnoughts. guaranteed. 2 more Tech Marines, an Intercessor Squad for Sticky, a double Ballistus, a triple Brutalis, a triple Death Company Dreadnought, and a double Redemptor. Oh my goodness, who owns this many Redemptor Dreadnought chassis? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Dreadnoughts. Is that right? 10 Dreadnoughts, 2 dedicated shooting, 2 hybrid, and then 6 melee ones. Intercessors for Sticky, 3 Tech Marines. So you actually have 15 drops here, which is pretty crazy. So the Tech Marines, I believe it's like Tech Marines can repair and give +1 to hit and still do an action, and they are lone operative. And they are going to die. I'm trying to think how many I've got. I've got 2 Ballistas, 3 Redemptors, and a Brutalis. So I've got 6 of those new Dreadnoughts. And I've got 1 on sprue, because when it took me like 5 hours to build the 1 Brutalis, I haven't pluckered up the courage to build the second Brutalis, because it took so bloody long to build it. So you're like pseudo mini knights, 10 Dreadnoughts. And you're in the Rage Cursed Onslaught detachment, which means everybody's getting +1 attacks, and then you're re-rolling 1s to wound. I mean, the re-rolling 1s to wound is pretty good, but I mean, most of your Dreadnoughts are actually twin-linked, so it doesn't benefit you all that much. You do have advance and charge on 1. You do have surge moves on 3 of the Dreadnoughts as well. You've run the list. You've run it, and it's surprisingly good. 10 Dreadnoughts. Man, if I had 10, I would run them this week, actually, against Andrew's friggin' double Catan, just for a laugh, and see how I got on. Yeah, I just don't have 10 Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I don't think I know anyone that can borrow 4 Redemptor... I've got 3 Redemptors, 2 Ballistuses, and then the Death... Oh no, I've got 2 Death Company now. I need to borrow 4 melee Dreadnoughts. No, I just don't have that. I'm not convinced by the lack of OC you get. Yeah, I mean, you've got no chaplains. I feel like you would have to have a chaplain in here because you've got 3 Death Company Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnoughts on their own, their OC isn't horrible. It's like 4, I imagine. I mean, here's the thing: if you're on an opponent's objective with one of these Dreadnoughts, you would hope the Dreadnought could do enough damage where it doesn't need high OC; it just kills you, right? Like that's what you would hope. So you probably only have like 40 OC across the whole list, maybe a little bit less. How did you find the Death Company versus the Brutalis? I mean, I've played both of them. I think they're both pretty average. I feel like they don't get enough attacks, because they're only AP 2. Maybe if they'd been like high AP. If the Tech Marines are in range, they give OC when needed. No, I don't think they do, because the Tech Marines are not Blood Angels characters, right? Let me double check that. I think the Death Company Dreadnoughts only get... Yeah, like, Tech Marines will not have the Blood Angels keyword, so you will not get... the Tech Marines can't give those Dreadnoughts OC, right? They can't remove the Black Rage from them. It's a bit of a weird interaction in that, like, yes, Tech Marines do... Like, there is Blood Angels Tech Marines, but because they're in Codex Space Marine, they don't have the Blood Angels keyword, so they can't. It's that weird thing where, like, you know how there's a Blood Angels Captain in the Blood Angels Codex? If you have the Blood Angels Captain, then he can remove Black Rage from models, but if you have the regular Captain from Codex Space Marines, he cannot, even though they're both captains. They both cost the same amount of points. They both basically have the same war gear, but it's something stupid. Yeah, I mean, it would just need to be one of the characters listed for Blood Angels. So like Asrath, the Blood Angels specific captain, blah 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 blah. But right, so anything from like Codex Space Marines is not removing Black Rage. No, you're wrong, Nuck and Fucks. The Tech Marines do not give them OC. They did not FAQ that. No, I mean, like, you just do not have... You do not have the right keywords. Unless I'm wrong. I mean, I've been playing it that way, and no one's questioned it, so I assume it would be right. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a fun list. Like, I would honestly run 10 Dreadnoughts if I had 10 of them. I just don't know if I feel like it's that competitive. I mean, you could flip it round by just removing one of these Tech Marines and making them a Chaplain, right? Like, it's just like 5 points difference. You probably need to make a change anyway, right? Because Combi Weapon Lieutenant got poofed up like to 85 points or something stupid. How does this list cope against range units? Well, I mean, all these Dreadnoughts do have you got a bunch of multi-meltas, twin-linked. You got a bunch of anti-air stubbers. You got a bunch of plasma cannons and onslaught cannons and storm bolters, and then you've got a bunch of las cannons and missiles. So probably copes better than most Blood Angels lists at range, to be honest, because most Blood Angels lists, you've got like Sanguinary Guard with bolters. Well, they don't do anything at AP 0, and the Death Company don't do very much with their pistols either on the short range. I find that, like, it's quite often in a game where I can shoot every single gun across the Blood Angels army and don't do any damage whatsoever. They have the character keyword and they gain the Blood Angels keyword when you put them in the Blood Angels list. No, they don't, dude. They did in a previous edition. They do not in 10th edition. It's been covered hotly. I don't know why they don't. They just don't. I honestly don't know why they, because it's come up a few times. I'll see if I can find it real quick. How would Vanguard vets do with Infernal Pistols? I did a whole video on that, dude. Like, usually if there's a question that you have about Math Hammer or Blood Angels or whatnot, there'll be a video. Just, you know, like, just go to YouTube at BA Commander videos. I think you can actually search here. Yeah, I think you can just search Vanguard. Oh, maybe it didn't. Oh yeah, look, is Dante plus Vanguard Veterans a solid competitive choice? 4 months ago. That's the video you want. I'll put it in chat for you. But yeah, I mean, I you know, we're almost 3 years into this edition. It's the same. It's the same. Right. To prove my to try and remember this and prove the point. Right. Like in the Rage Cursed Onslaught detachment, there's a stratagem called. Must be Deathless Duty. Is it? No. A Grim Warning. Yeah. One of your Blood Angels units from your army was destroyed while it was in range of an objective marker, right? You cannot use this on any model that is not in Codex Blood Angels, right? Like, you can only use this stratagem on models in Codex Blood Angels. So, like, every single Adeptus Astartes model from Codex Space Marines cannot use the Grim Warning stratagem in Rage Cursed, right? So, and I'm convinced that's correct. That's how it's been played at tournaments. That's how people are supposed to play it. So it's the exact same situation with the Tech Marine, right? Like, the Tech Marine does not have the Blood Angels keyword, so he cannot in any way, shape, or form be counted as a Blood Angels character within 6. It's rough. That's the rule, man. I mean, Games Workshop do this weird thing where they like that. If that just said Adeptus Astartes, that would have been a brilliant stratagem. By making it Blood Angels, they limit what you can put on it. Mr. Toho says, "Hi, I've been watching battle reports and videos for a while now, but you haven't been able to catch your stream live. I just wanted to say thank you for the content." Oh, no problem, dude. Welcome. Thank you. Space Wolves get wrecked by this rule as well. Yeah, it's a really... This is why like units like Ball Predators are great, right? Because Ball Predators, if they die in objective, you can sticky them. Here's an interesting caveat. If you had a unit of Blade Guard on an objective with a Sanguinary Priest, if your opponent killed all the Blade Guard, you could not sticky it. But if they kill the Sanguinary Priest, like with precision or something like that, you can sticky it. So it's just a weird rule. So even if you attach a character to a unit, that character does not have the Blood Angels keyword. Just the character that originally came from Codex Space Marines has the keyword. So sorry. Back to Cambo's meme list. Yeah, no, I regardless of the fact that you need a chaplain, I guess, Cambo, I actually kind of like it. I think if I had 10 Redemptor Dreadnoughts or 10 Redemptor Dreadnought chassis, I would try them at some point in a list with a bunch of Tech Marines and with some other lone operatives. But, alas, I'm only at 6. No, I'm only at 7. And I don't really want to build the 8th one because it took so damn long to build it. And every time I've ran a Brutalis Dreadnought, because I've taken one to a GT, and I've ran the Death Company Dreadnought like 3 or 4 times, I cannot get these units to perform for me. Like, maybe if they had a 4 bin Van, like it just feels like running the Dreadnought across the board, even rapid ingressing it, try and get in range, it just doesn't seem to work for me. I always buy my Dreadnoughts pre-built. Yeah, I really liked the easy-to-build Dreadnoughts in... Was it Leviathan box? Like, the Ballistus Dreadnought was in, like, 13 pieces. I put 2 of them together in, like, 2 hours. It was gorgeous. And then I got the Brutalis Dreadnought, which is the worst sprue ever. And it took me 5 hours to build one of them, and I just don't want to build the other one. I've offered to build that Dreadnought so many times. You really want, like, if I send you that Dreadnought, you will build it and send me it back, Marius. You have that much spare time? Okay, on that note, I think we will end tonight's Armulus show. As we get closer and closer to 11th edition, I don't know what we're going to do with the Armulus show. But we will start, like, over the next couple of months on the channel, you will start seeing me covering some of the 11th edition stuff, because there was a bunch of stuff in this week's stream that wasn't mentioned. So I want to cover that probably. I want to cover that probably in the next couple of weeks on the channel. If you did enjoy tonight's stream, please leave a like. If you want to get your list on the show, leave it in the comment section. I think on Wednesday night I'm supposed to be playing double or triple Catan Necrons. I think I'd rather just crawl under a rock and die. But I'll be here for a beating, I guess, against the triple Catan Awakened Dynasty Necrons. What even is their win rate at the moment? It's probably something bonkers stupid. Let's have a quick look. Where are they? Oh, they're still miles top of the meta. The nerfs obviously really hurt them. Awakened Dynasty is only at 58%, and Pantheon of Woe is only at 64%, still massively performing. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll see some of you guys Wednesday night. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely evening. And as I say, the ramp up on 11th edition stuff is going to begin. So keep an eye out for that. Because I guess we are now the poster boys for 11th edition. Games Workshop have taken those Ultramarines and they have dumped them faster than they possibly, you know, like, paint it red, hashtag paint it red. That we are the poster boys now, aren't we? Cool. Yeah, I mean, probably just need to get actually another couple of easy to build ballistas dreadnoughts, and then convert them with some melee arms. That's the way to do it. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Good evening and good night.
Same to you.